Good morning. I hope you're all well. Today I've got 6 mini Christmas journals to show you. I actually put some of these in my Etsy shop last year, but unfortunately I left it too late to get them all finished and into the shop. So I didn't sell them last year, but this year I've finished them off, so I've been adding the finishing touches. So here I've added some trim. So I've been just getting them ready to sell. So I'm going to put them in my Etsy shop over the next couple of days, and they'll be available for you if you want them. So I've made these with the idea of hanging them on the Christmas tree. So you can sit there all Christmas and look beautiful. I wanted to make them in just the same way as I make a full-size journal. So they all have a hard cover, and then I've chosen a different image for the front of each one. I've added metal book corners. They all have a red velvet spine, and they all have some heat embossing on the front and the back. They're all sewn in with the three-hole pamphlet stitch, and they all have 3 signatures. They all have this little hoop on the spine. Attached to the spine, just on a bulb pin, is this little tassel and a name tag. So I've named each journal. This one is Christabel. And I'll also include a piece of ribbon here that you can thread through that hoop so that you can hang it from the Christmas tree. I've already mentioned that I made some of these last year, and I've finished them off this year. So if you want to have a look, there is some progress videos of me making these journals. So if you're interested to see how I made them, then I'll link it down below and you can have a little look at that. So let's have a look inside. I'll zoom in a bit so that you can have a close-up look at this one, and then I'll show you the others, just a quick flip through of the others. They're all very much the same inside. When I do the flip through, I'll just put this little tab at the back here so that you can see the name of the journal I'm looking at, that I'm showing you as I flip through it. Start by showing you the tassel a little bit closer. So it has all sorts of fibres on it and ribbons, and then it has a few little charms. So it has some glass beads, a red one and a green one, little metal heart, a little key, and a couple of bells. Right, let's see if I can get you in frame. Right, let's have a little peep inside. So all of the journals have different end papers, and they'll either be a red image or a green image. They all have lace down the spine. This page here is hand dyed and embossed, and paper clipped to the top here is a little envelope, and inside that envelope is a tiny little note from the bookmaker. So it's just a scaled down version of what I put in the big journals. So it's tea-dyed paper. So as I said, I've tried to keep it very similar to a large journal, just in a smaller size. So that just hooks over the page. Sorry, I'm going to have to try and speed this up a little bit. So we have some tea-dyed paper here, with a little snowflake image. This is a page from a vintage book, and it's about snowflakes. I think if you look back at my previous video that I'll link below, then I give a bit more information about that book. There's a snowflake stencilled here. Here I've stitched a piece of cotton ribbon with some green thread. And in this pocket, there's a pocket there. And just a bit of journaling space there. And that is a Christmas pudding on a plate. Again on tea-dyed paper. Over here we have a mini postcard and a page from a vintage French book. Just folded up there. Up here I have a piece of real silk seam binding. So that's vintage seam binding, and it's sewn in with a piece of gold thread. There's quite a bit of journaling space in here, even though it's tiny. Fold out page there, and here there's an image printed on vellum. Piece of lace sewn down this edge with gold thread, and that's tea-dyed paper. Some more embossed paper here, and that's hand-dyed. Tea-dyed paper there with some silvery swirls on it. Piece of lace sewn up on this top corner. Little pocket here, well, a corner tuck, and that's a gingerbread house. So each journal will have the same sort of things in it, but they'll be different, like each one's got a different gingerbread house. This is another little envelope, and in there's just a little die cut. In this pocket I have a vintage book page. It's from a children's book about, it's Christmas songs. So this is Jingle Bells. And that's just a piece of colouring page. Some vintage music paper here. And grid paper. This is a piece of an Edith Holden book, and I've stamped some Christmas bells at the top there. This pocket has a little die-cut butterfly in it. And this is all sewn in with some gold thread. Sorry, the pocket is sewn with some gold thread. A little die-cut Christmas tree in this fabric pocket. This is a cotton fabric, hand-dyed paper. That's the centre of that signature. They're sewn in with waxed linen thread. This is a little piece of Santa's map. Not really Santa's. So this is a vintage map. Don't need to unfold it really, do I? But we will. So it's just a piece of map. But I thought the colours were good because it's got green and red on it. So perfect for a Christmas journal. Perfect for Santa to find his way around. There's the other side of the Edith Holden page, and I've stamped a little robin there and painted her breast red. Just some little bits in that pocket. If you look at last year's video, you'll know that I was inspired to make these because I used to read a book called The Jolly Pocket Postman to my children, and it was a lovely book. It had all little envelopes and letters and bits that you could take out and look at, and my children absolutely loved it. So I thought this will be a lovely heirloom piece to hang on the Christmas tree. This is just a little cluster of mulberry silk papers. You can see the lace on the spine down the middle of the signatures there. Oh, and that's the screw for the eye that's on the spine, so that's screwed right through the spine. Embossed paper. Some stencil in there and a little pocket. And that's just got a piece of hand-dyed paper in it, so that's an extra piece of journaling space there. Push that back in a minute. Tea-dyed paper, a belly band here with a little gingerbread, what's that? Gingerbread bakery. On some tea-dyed paper. Stenciled the word joy at the bottom corner there. This is a page from a vintage flower book. Little tab sewn on there. Tartan ribbon. Well, that's my little card in there. And this is a little booklet, just made up of pieces of paper. So you can do some more journaling in there. And that's sewn in with some gold thread. This pocket has a little embossed tag in it. The other side of that flower book, that's a little card. Tiny bit of journaling space there. It's quite a thick card. Gold doily there to make a corner tuck. More tea-dyed paper. That's the other side of that envelope. And it's just got some sparkly fabric in it. And then we're at the back of the book, and hooked over this embossed page is a little tiny little envelope, and in there's just some, oh, it's a piece of just a piece of paper there, and that is a cut out of a Christmas Carol book. So it's out of a vintage book. It's just a little piece of book page. And that's it. each book will come to you in a little bag. So it'll be a little fabric bag like this. They're not all the same, so you may get a different one to the one I'm showing you. And the books just fit nicely into the bag. So then you can store it away for the next year. There we go. So with mine, I plan to write a bit in it this year, and then I'll write some more in it next year. So it'll become a family heirloom. I'll just keep adding bits to it each year. So as I mentioned, each of the books are similar but have differences. So this one has a different trim down the edge there. So now I'll just flick through each one quickly to show you, and then I'll speak to you again at the end. there, so that's all 6. I hope you enjoyed looking through them and it wasn't too boring for you. I'll try and get these for sale in my Etsy shop over the next couple of days. I'll actually be sorry to part with them. I really love them, but I have kept one, and also my daughter's got one, so I will see them every year hanging on the tree. I hope you've enjoyed them, and I hope to see you again soon. Thanks ever so much for watching, and see you soon. Take care. Bye bye.